Our next speaker is David Lopez, who's also a library management intern, but he's with our technology department, and which also oversees our Channel 3 cable programming.
Okay, good morning everybody. Thank you for being here. I know it's a hard slot, it's hard for us as well. I'm going to talk a little bit about myself in the beginning because I think it's very important for you all to know that you have to know your community in order to be able to sustain them so that they can become library professionals. I'm the type of person who, if I have my mind set on something, it's very hard to veer me off from a certain path. And it takes a little bit of convincing. And as you will see from my presentation, I was not always on the library track. I was a library kid, but I always wanted to do, screenwriting, film, media. And my place in the library kind of helped me find my way towards how to combining my passions. So this is me. At 10 years old, I grew up in the library. My aunt worked for the library for many years, and I was there every summer participating in the reading program or watching their films, or it was either that or I was at home watching TV. So I'm either books or media. I'm just like taking it all in. I had a huge imagination. I was never the type to go out and play with others. I just wanted to stay home and, explore. Who knew then that I would be here talking to you about, that experience? That's a coloring contest, which I think I won. Okay, so like I said, I had my mind on a certain thing, and I chose to go to film school for undergrad, and I returned to the library to work right after I had been accepted. So it kind of happened coincidentally that my two passions kind of fell into place together. I was employed as a library clerk and going to film school with the idea that as soon as I sold that big script, I would, be out. But obviously that hasn't happened. And from the start, I met amazing people who supported my writing, who supported me, who supported what I wanted to do. But I think somewhere in their mind, there were some, wheels turning, and they were thinking, how could they use me to do certain things? And like many of us have experienced, and how Manny mentioned, they started to use my abilities to their advantage, and I was able to conduct writing workshops and film camps and video workshops because that's what I knew and that's what I loved. From film school, I went directly into graduate school to get my MFA in creative writing, and that was a wonderful experience, and that's my first passion, so I really loved it. But here they were, why didn't you choose to go to library school? Why didn't you choose that? And it was hard for me to kind of think that I was giving up on a certain dream because I knew that this is what I wanted. But I loved the library because I loved working with the community. I loved working with people who, possibly didn't have the same things I had growing up, or who, were lacking something else. So I finished graduate school in 2010 with my MFA, and that summer was very difficult because I also got accepted into library school. It worked. Sylvia, I think, was probably one of the largest catalysts for that. She mentioned last night in her acceptance speech that she thanks a particular person for making that, making that change in her life. So I thank her for helping me because I was currently working with her as a tutor at the time. So I went to film school. I went to film school and I finished, and I began the library program in 2010 at San Jose State, and at the same time we were awarded this fantastic grant where it gave everyone the opportunity to pursue a certain project within the grant, and for me, they wanted to use my abilities, what I knew, what I liked, and we kind of modeled certain programming and library around that. So I became a library management intern, where we show and that what that entails is that we help mentor others on, you know, video production, digital music. A lot of the incoming participants have to take a video production course as part of the 21st Century Library experience, right? They have to learn how to promote the library using other social media and other forms of promotion. We also, at the same time, we're going through a merger with Parks and Recreation, so we took ownership of our local city channel. So I became a CTV3 producer, which meant that I was making films and I was actually putting everything I had learned in graduate school that I never thought I would learn into play. So that kind of, you know, it happened, you know, very nicely for me. And that's when I knew that I was in the right place, that I knew that I would be able to combine, you know, these passions into one thing. And that's what you all should, you know, be able to see within your employees, within your community, is you find this 10-year-old at the coloring contest, you know, and you have to kind of see where they're going and think in the bigger picture, you know, and kind of try to use that to your advantage. So, who knew, right? That the 10-year-old would finally graduate with his MLIS degree. So that's me. I just graduated in May with my MLIS degree from San Jose. And I'm, one of the first from the grant program to complete the program. So it shows you that I'm not only a library professional, but I'm a digital media mentor, and that I'm able to use all my abilities, you know, in creating successful library programming. So enough about me. My role in this grant is to be a digital media mentor and to help show our incoming youth, you know, the basics of screenwriting, video production, digital media, music, web design, marketing. And this is the youth that are in our community. They're low income foster youth. They're at risk for gang violence, drug and alcohol abuse. They're high school, a lot of them are high school dropouts that we're trying to get to the GED level. And these kids come in knowing absolutely nothing about media, and you find that they would never imagine that in a library they could discover, you know, how to use a camera, how to film their friends and upload to YouTube, how to make their own videos, how to promote. And because of our efforts with training these youth, we were actually able to work very hard and enter the California Teen Video Challenge, which we won this year. We had over 14,000 views in 2 days, and that's pretty remarkable when some of the other, you know, videos didn't even receive like 1,000. And so it was all because we did a lot of promotion. The video is 100% done by teens. They filmed it, they edited the video, they added the music, they created their own lyrics, they uploaded it, and they promoted it. And I'm glad to say that we had something to do with that. So, thank you.